A new path has been added to Heretic, along with some more side knowledge items and fixes. The Path of Rust is one of the loudest paths a Heretic can select. I will show the new changes as I progress through the path. First, you don't spawn with anything valid on you anymore, and the Codex cicatrix has new utilities. 1 meat, 1 pen, and 1 book for the Codex. The Codex has new sprite with cool animations, and runes can be drawn extremely fast with it. Using an open Codex to harvest rifts will make the process faster and yield 2 points again. I definitively recommend this if you're going rift hunting. Always maximize your point gain. The Priest Ritual Flask now properly contains 100 units of Eldritch Essence. Used on heretics or ghouls, it will work as medicine. On normal people, it will be a deadly poison. As a medicine, the healing itself, it's nothing extraordinary, but it will heal all types of damage and stop blood loss. Purging other chemicals from the bloodstream means you can use this to get rid of poisons and packs, but also that it cannot be used with other medicines. As a poison, however, it's incredibly nasty. It deals radiation damage apart from normal poison, and it shocks the victim, which will stun them and deal even more damage. 10 units is enough to almost crit. 15 units will 100% crit. The fun part is that you can put this on a syringe gun. Just remember that the injection rate depends on the pierce resist. The second new item is the Void Cloak, a more stealthy alternative to the ominous armor. To craft, you need glass shard, bed sheets, and a winter coat. The cloak goes in the armor slot and, while the hood is down, works as a focus and protects from the pressure of space. If combined with Aristocrat's Way, you can stay in space all you want without the need for oxygen. Toggling the hood will make the cloak invisible, but deny the previous benefits. The cloak provides armor similar to a normal vest. With the hood on, it will be completely invisible, even if people inspect your character. One way to check for cloak is to try to place something on the slot, but that is super metagamey. The cloak itself has quite a bit of space to store items in, 4 slots for small items and 1 for a 2x2 item like your blade. The Ritual of Knowledge has been fixed. Before update, it carried between rounds and was the same for all heretics. Now it's individual for every heretic, as it should have been. Also, the Mance's Grasp won't be spent when used on the rune anymore. All eyes now work for rituals. This includes animal eyes and the IPC eyes that can be crafted on exosuit fabricators. For the Blade of Rust, we need a knife and trash. Any trash item you see on the floor works. But if somehow you can't find one, then spill a can or eat some vendor food. The Rust Path Blades does 17.5 slash. Remember, 1 blade fits on the cloak. A new cool addition is that blades and grasp now work as surgery tools. Fast ones at that. And because animal eyes work for rituals, monkeys are a good option to get your starter gear. The signature ability of the Rust Path is healing while standing on rusted tiles. Rust stops bleeding, refills blood level, and regenerate the heretic at what appears to be 2 HP per tick. The healing is enough to get you out of crit. Combined with Aristocrat's Way that eliminates the need to breathe, means you will never die of accumulated wounds as long as you stand on rust. The grasp can be used to bust down walls. The type of wall you can destroy depends on the current level of your grasp. The grasp can also one-shot any silicon. A Borg tries to valid hunt you, slap him into non-existence. Same applies for IPC. Any IPC hit by the grasp will take 500 blunt damage. Not even mechs can escape decay. All of them will be one-shotted by the grasp except for the Seraph. That will go to 9% integrity, meaning it is a 2-shot. The Mark of Rust makes the target vomit once triggered. Do remember that vomit is slippery, so both you and the target might slip while fighting. Otherwise, vomit will drain the target's food level, meaning they will slow down. No extra damage is done on trigger. Rust construction will spawn a normal rusted wall when used on rusted tiles. If there was someone on that tile, they will be pushed away and take 20 blunt damage. The heretic takes no damage if pushed away. Useful both for offense and defense. After doing some upgrades, more side knowledge will open. The carving knife and the rusted ritual. Aggressive spread just rusts nearby tiles, makes spreading rust less grindy. The carving knife requires a glass shard, a paper and a knife. You can carve a maximum of 3 runes per knife and destroy them with the rune break ability. These runes mostly work like the traps from Wizard and are also extremely hard to see. There are 3 types: Grasping Carving, Mad Carving, and Alert Carving. The Alert Carving will announce a silent alert to you once stepped on. The Madness Carving has 2 charges before being consumed. It will do stamina damage as well as mute and blind the person. And the Grasping Carving will stun for 5 seconds and deal 20 true damage to the feet of the person. 5 of these will crit a normal person. For the Rusted Ritual, you will need Vomit, Steel Sheets, and Cable Coils. There are many ways to get Vomit, but your Grasp is the default one. Remember, all Vomit is consumed unused, so don't spill all out in one go. The Rustwalker works somewhat like a Borg. It has the aggressive spread ability to expand rusted areas. Its attacks do 20 blunt damage. They have 100 HP. Because they are also silicons, the Grasp insta-kills them too. So try not to friendly fire your constructs. The constructs actually heal when standing on rust too, but welding them also works. The Toxic Blade will make your attacks do 7.5 extra poison damage, meaning unarmored targets crit on 4 hits. As you might have guessed, the poison damage is true damage, so this is another case of a blade that technically does armor-piercing damage. Every hit of the blade accelerates rotting on dead bodies, useful to delay or negate revival. Entropic Plume is a curious spell. A cone of magic will blind and poison anyone affected, but most importantly, it makes victims attack anyone around them. These attacks don't miss as they basically use simple mob AI. The fun part is that this also works for people using guns, and they won't target the Heretic for their auto attacks. After the Toxic Blade upgrade, most wall types will fall to your grasp. Almost forgot to cover Cleave. This is the last side knowledge. Once used on someone, it will drain part of their blood, do 20 heat damage and 10 blood loss to the target and everyone nearby. Since it does true damage, this spell can be combined with others like Raise Wall and Entropic Plume for massive amounts of unblockable damage. Now for the Ascension. To ascend as a Rust Path Heretic, you need 3 silicon or rotten bodies. Crit Borgs don't count for this, as they are technically not dead yet. For the organics, just hit them with your blade until they rot. Upon ascending, rust will start spreading from the rune. Our character regeneration on rust is taken to an extreme, but I still recommend taking Stance of the Torn Champion to become even more tanky and prevent people from just cutting your limbs or head to stop you. At this point, we are nigh unkillable. The combination of regeneration, armor, and the stance makes the Heretic incredibly tanky. Ascending also makes the Heretic immune to stuns, including martial arts stuns. Rust Path Ascension doesn't make you space immune, but you will out-heal the spacing damage if standing on rust. That's all for now. Enjoy your revenge against Crewharmers, and happy heresy. See you next time.